good morning TikTok, and wherever you are in the world. If you tapping in, just drop a good morning or a good evening or good afternoon or whatever in the chat. How you doing? Hope you're doing good. Hope you got some good sleep. And my name is Lauren. I'm a yoga and meditation teacher. I've been teaching for like 3 years, and I used to not enjoy teaching online that much or through a screen, because this is something that I feel like should be felt, you know what I'm saying? Like in a community. But as well, it's really like I'm really thankful to be able to do this through a screen at the same time, because in some aspects I can feel like I can reach more people like that. So if I feel like I can reach more people, I feel like I'm touching more souls. Anyways, I hope you've had a good week. And now it's the start of the new week, and I guess this is like the first full week in the new year. How are you feeling? Has anybody made their vision board yet? I make a vision board like every single year. And I have not made mine yet. But I just got the poster board today to make my vision board, and it's like really, really big. This is my favorite. This is my favorite clothing garment, by the way, my Space Jam crew neck. Okay, let's get started. Just start to relax your shoulders. I love my apartment so much because I get so much natural sunlight. I have no lights on, but it's 10 a.m. where I am, and the natural light is just coming in. I love it. Okay, maybe do some shoulder shimmies. Notice how you're feeling. And the way that I like to guide people is just do it makes you feel the most comfortable in your body, honestly. I just be doing what I don't have a certain routine. It's just if my shoulders feel like I want to roll them back, then I roll them back. And I think that's how you should go throughout life, and I think that's how you should approach your body movement. So maybe you can roll your shoulders up and back a little bit. And let's start with some neck circles. I like to sit on my feet because it feels comfortable to me, but if it doesn't feel comfortable to you, then of course don't do it. You can also sit like this, cross-legged, or you can sit legs extended, whatever feels most comfortable to you. You can, if you're sitting on your feet, for me it helps my spine be aligned. That's why I do it. But you can also like take a pillow. Like I have this pillow, got some Chinese characters on the back, because I live in China. But well, I guess still got the tag on it. Anyways, you can take a pillow and then put it back here, so you know it feels more comfortable to you. Whatever feels comfortable to you. Okay. So imagine that you're taking circles with your nose. I like to think of it as like drawing circles, drawing on a paper. Like first starting with small circles, then graduating to larger circles. Don't forget to start breathing. Take a breath in through the nose, a breath out through the nose. You'll see me closing my eyes a lot because this is honestly just how I do my yoga practice. And I just be like feeling it. I just be feeling every single thing. When you're ready, just reverse your circle the other way. Start with small circles. And the goal, I mean, in yoga is really not to force anything. My kind of motto is just let it flow. Whatever comes, just let it come. And start to gradually make your circles bigger, wider. Feel all the sensations in the neck. Are you tense anywhere? And I'm not a type of teacher to talk about the metaphysical a lot, because some people Some people practice the yoga practice with the chakras in mind. If you don't know about the chakras, they're like 7 energy centers in the body, and they deal with different, they all actually have a functional organ that correlates with the chakras. For example, there's a throat chakra, the throat organ. Third eye chakra, your intuition. Crown chakra, the crown of your head where heat escapes. The sacral chakra, am I forgetting something? The solar plexus chakra, your digestive system. The sacral chakra, your sacrum. Is that 7? Did I forget one? But anyways, and your root chakra, the bottom of your sit bones. But anyways, sometimes you can notice if you have, like for example, I just got over a cold and I had a sore throat. So I could correlate that with the throat chakra because it's an actual energy center of the body. I mean, the throat chakra is correlated with the throat. So if you have a blockage there, that could show up as a sore throat, or maybe limited speech or inhibited speech or withholding information. So anyways, that's just a tidbit to keep in mind. Let's come to all fours. So let's come straight to tabletop position and untuck your feet so your feet can be like this. And I like to kind of pitter patter my feet on the mat. I'll be taking fists, but you can keep your palms with arms, fingers extended. I'll be taking a fist because I have wrist injuries. Before we do cat and cow, we're gonna like move our hips side to side. So move your right hip to the right side. Do it on a diagonal. Move your right hip to the right side and then look towards your right hip. This feels really good for the lower back. And then do the opposite on the other side. So like move your hip to the left side, then look towards the left side of your body. So just do that a couple times. You're just moving your hips side to side and then looking to that side. With your breath, of course. And then to the other side. And when you're doing yoga and you're like actually feeling it, you can feel the benefits in the body, like what this is helping you with. Breathe in, bump your hips to the right. Breathe out, come back through center, and then breathe in, bump your hips to the left and look to the left. And after your next round of that, we can take some cat and cow movements. So on your inhale, lower your belly, lift your chin. Exhale, round the spine, push the floor away. I like to think of pushing the floor away as I round my spine, bring the chin to the chest. Inhale, lower the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, lower the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, round. I'm gonna do one more round of that. Inhale. I practice a breathing technique called Ujjayi Pranayama. It's basically when your breath sounds like the ocean. So I don't know if you're able to hear it, but it sounds like this. Basically what I'm doing is I'm only using my diaphragm. And then my tongue comes to the roof of my mouth, and it's not forcing the breath in any way. It's really just allowing the breath to flow naturally. When you learn to breathe with your diaphragm as your muscle, you learn to actually clear the toxins out of your body a lot more efficiently when you're doing yoga. Anyways, curl the toes under, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Let's give the dog a walk. And I'm just gonna inhale, lift one knee, or not lift the knee, lift the heel. Exhale, lift the other heel, and just alternate between the left and the right heel. At all times, I'm aiming to look between like my feet so that my spine can stay nice and elongated. Nice and long spine. I'm imagining I can push through my palms and then push my upper body towards my knees so that the hips stay nice and upright during the practice. Inhale here. Exhale. Look forward. Walking my feet toward the top of the mat and then coming to a forward fold. I always grab my opposite elbows and then just sway back and forth. Back and forth because I don't want my neck to be stiff. Just relax the neck, relax the shoulders. So this beginning part is like just really, especially in the mornings when you haven't stretched, making sure that you're not starting off your morning with tense shoulders is super important. Inhale, relax the shoulders, roll up. I can feel one vertebrae at a time, literally, as I roll up to the standing position, stepping back so everyone can see, and then just shimmying my shoulders. You all are just seeing how I practice. So I teach a whole lot different than how I practice myself. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, I'm gonna fold forwards. I'm gonna do 3 sun salutations today. Inhale, halfway lift. So this is the beginning of a sun salutation. Exhale, fold forwards. I'm not at the top of the mat, so I'm gonna make my way there. Plant my palms and step back. This whole round is like one sun salutation. Inhale, I'm gonna shift forward, lower halfway down, using my elbows as like a shelf. Inhale up to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, curling the toes under, lifting the hips. So the sun salutation usually ends with downward facing dog. And then it starts again with I think it actually ends with forward fold. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathing in again. Exhale. Let's do another one of those. Walk the feet toward the hands. Straight into the halfway lift. So I keep my fingertips on the mat. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, slowly rolling up to standing. This time, lifting my arms as I roll up. Bring the palms together. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Do that one more time, or 2 more times actually. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Palms plant, stepping back to plank pose. And then lowering halfway down. Inhale, lowering the hips, lifting the chin and the chest. And this is cobra pose. You can straighten through the arms, or you can have the arms slightly bent as well. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking my dog for a walk for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Another inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. One more time, look forward and then step feet to the top of the mat. Inhale to lift up halfway. Fingertips on the mat or on the shins is okay. Exhale, folding it forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands at heart center. We're gonna take 3 breaths just to notice the body. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Try to listen to the breath. Okay. Woo, let's get into some flow. Get into some flow. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Then lift the right knee. Hold it here for a little balancing. Maybe you can wiggle your ankle, do some ankle rolls, especially if it's the top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Okay. Anyways, exhale. We're going straight into a balancing pose, another balancing pose, which is Warrior 3, actually. So you just take that leg straight back. And essentially, you want your body to be a straight line. So if you did this, then from the crown of your head to the foot, your body's one straight line. You can have your hands on your hips, palms together. I know we've been holding this for like a little while already while I've been talking. So taking another inhale, exhale, step that right foot back. Crescent lunge, arms extended. Both hips are facing forwards, by the way. So if you feel the need to adjust them, take your hands to your hips and then make sure your hips are just like in alignment. They're not here, they're here. Arms extended, then exhale, open. So you're gonna bend the elbows, open up the arms. This is really good in the morning. I always do this in the morning to stretch. Maybe you can lift your chin, open up the throat. Okay, exhale, bring the hands back to heart center. Pivot on the back foot now. Inhale, arms extended. Reach that front arm, which is the left arm, forward. And let's go into a gentle triangle pose. So left palm comes in the inner calf. Right arm comes up. Your core should be nice and strong, like activating the core. Inhale, come back up. Let's bend into that left knee. Okay, this is gonna be interesting, okay? This flow that I'm making up today. Inhale, reaching the left palm up. And I like to put my right palm behind my back like this. Hello. Exhale, extended side angle, forearm to thigh, like here, or you could go all the way down and reach the right arm up. Inhale. Maybe you look up towards your right arm. Now exhale, you're gonna plant both palms on either side of the left leg. Pivot your back foot so that it's facing forward and lower this right knee. Inhale, reach the left arm forward. Not forward, you're gonna reach the left arm up. Look up. Then exhale, lower this left arm. How are we gonna get into gate pose? Interesting, okay. Keep the right arm planted and extend the left leg. Did you see that? Extend the left leg. Put this right leg at a 90-degree angle. Just come from hoop to hoop and then reach your left arm up. Gate pose. So you're from your left leg to your left arm, your body's in one long line. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Wow, my back just cracked in 3 different places. And once you're ready, bring the palms forward, downward facing dog. So lift up your hips and then walk your feet towards the hands. Forward fold. Slowly start to roll up to standing. Back in mountain pose. Wow, I like that one. You get some tea. Okay. Back in mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Let's do all that on the other side. Exhale. Inhale, lift your left leg, 90-degree angle. Just take some circles with your left ankle, one way, then the opposite way. Then you can go into a warrior three, which is another balancing pose. So send that left leg straight back like this. Bloop. Okay, hello. And your arms can be, I'm just hanging out in this balancing pose. I'm actually really gifted with balancing. I don't know what it is. Your arms can be hands at heart center, or maybe you choose for your arms to go back like this. If you shoot your arms back like this, then you can feel like you're flying. Sometimes I personally try to challenge myself by bending this front leg, coming down, and then going back up, making sure your knee is above your ankle. Anyways, we've been holding this for a while. Plant that left foot back. Crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale. Just spend one more breath in this lunge. And we can open up our shoulders. Breathe. Inhale. Bend at the elbows. Lift the chin. Exhale. Maybe take another breath in. Inhale. Exhale. Ooh. See, even sometimes yoga teachers fall. Bring the palms to the hands. Bring the palms to the hands. Bring the palms together. Then pivot on your back foot. Straighten the front leg. Extend both arms. Right palm is leading. Then reach your right palm forward as you tilt your hips back towards the back of the room, like that. And then come into a triangle pose. So right arm down, left arm up. You can either grab onto your calf as well. Look up toward your left hand. Breathe. Inhale, come back up. Strong core, strong core. Okay, bend into the front leg. Now we're in warrior two. Flip the front palm. Raise your front palm. Your back arm can come behind you. If you keep that, excuse me, remember to keep that front leg bent so you can actually feel this stretch right here. This stretch feels so good. Exhale, extended side angle. So your front arm could be here, or it can go here all the way down. Lift your left arm up. Look up. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Pivot on the back foot so both feet are facing forward. Come into a lunge. Now, lower the back leg. Plant the left palm. Right palm lifts up for a gentle twist. Ooh, you might feel a nice stretch through the back of the shoulder blades. That feel really good. And exhale, lower this right arm. Now we're gonna come straight into gate pose. Extend the back leg. The left leg comes here, so ready? Bloop. And then open up your right arm. Stretch. Breathe, elongating the right side of your body. Maybe you point your toes on the right foot. Inhale, exhale. Lower your right arm down. Now curl your toes under. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. Take about 3 breaths. By this time, you can notice that your downward facing dog might feel a little bit different. Like you're able to get into it more easily because we've been warming up the body. I'm taking another breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Another inhale and an exhale, lower the knees. Because this is a shortened yoga practice, I usually don't go to so many poses in one practice. Because we're still gonna do a meditation afterwards. It's gonna feel really good after the movement that we're doing. So let's do a little bit of core, because you can't have yoga without your core, right? Inhale, reach the right arm forward. So you're still using your core right here, and you're kind of making sure that your back is straight. So one long line from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head, then reach forward like you're shaking someone's hand, then reach your left leg back. YouTube can't see it because my left leg is out of the camera, but right arm forward, left leg back. Now this is gonna be a challenge. If this is a challenge for you, then maybe try to challenge yourself. Take your right palm, bend your left knee. Maybe I should turn diagonal. Okay, so that we're here. Then you try to reach your right palm back, bend your left knee, and then see if you can grab it. If not, it's okay. Maybe you're here, maybe you're here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, now lower down. I'm going to face the diagonal, but on the other side, so you can see. Okay, first, reach the left palm forward, shaking someone's hand. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now extend the right leg. Yes, the right leg. Breathe. Now if you want to challenge yourself on this side, bend the right knee. See if you can reach back and grab the top of your right foot. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. If you do, maybe you can feel a release in your lower back and in the thigh of the front. In the thigh, the front of your right leg. Breathe in. Exhale, release. That's also a balancing pose because you have to balance the front of your body with the back of your body. Now let's widen the knees. Bring the toes to touch. Reach your palms forward for child's pose. Palms forward. Your forehead can come down toward the mat. Maybe you choose to keep your arms straight, like extended straight out. Or if you want to experience a deeper stretch in the shoulders, then go ahead and bend your elbows, which I often want to experience a deeper stretch in my shoulders. Bend the elbows, bring the palms together. Then bring the palms toward the back of your head. Breathing deeply. See if you can listen to your breath while you're here. This child's pose is a really restful pose, and it's a symbol of surrender. So as this challenge, I wouldn't call this a challenge. This is just a 31-day, but it is a challenge actually, journey through this journey of the new year. If there's something that you want to release out of your life, or you need to let go of, like you need to let go of some resentment, some hurt, you need to let go of some folk who ain't good for you, you need to let go of some. Then this pose is a really good way to mentally prepare yourself for that letting go and just allowing things to be out of your control, surrendering. So I really like this pose for that reason. Maybe take about 2 more breaths in this child's pose. Inhale, exhale, another inhale, exhale. You know, something I just thought of, and then you can start to come out of the child's pose while I sip my tea. And if you have some tea, you can sip it too. Here's the real tea though. The fact that that pose is called child's pose in English is really interesting because all of us in some way want to be a child again. Because adulting is really difficult for the mind, for the brain. And like children get to think so out of the box and abstractly until they start to grow up, and then the world tells you, don't think this way, you're thinking the wrong way, this is how things should be. And then you start to conform into that because that's the only way that you know how to be accepted by society and get a good job and be monetarily successful, you know. And then, but like our inner child is always telling us the truth, but the outer world is always telling us lies. So the fact that this pose, child's pose, is my favorite pose because you have to surrender to the unknown of things is really, really meaningful in a lot of ways, because you never know what is stored up in the body that you've been holding back for years, because trauma manifests itself in the body in ways we don't even understand and we can't comprehend with the human brain. We can just feel it. We can feel the response in our body, but we often don't even know it's trauma. Anyways, that's the real tea. Let's sit. I invite you to sit in a cross-legged position like this. One ankle crossed over the other. Inhale, reach both arms over the head. Extend them over. I like to clap my fingers together. I don't know why, I just like to clap. And then exhale, twist to the right side. So your left palm can come to your right knee. Then start to look towards your right shoulder. Again, the goal is, excuse me, the goal is not to force anything in yoga. We simply have to relax into every posture that we take. We just simply have to relax into it. Really, once you put your body in the position, it stretches itself once you breathe. So if you ever feel like my body's not stretching, are you breathing though? Because once you breathe, you will be stretching. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath in. Exhale. Then you can release the twist on that side. Let's come to the other side. When we come to the other side, try to imagine that on every inhale, your spine is getting longer. So you inhale, just imagine that somebody has a gentle string and they're gently pulling the crown of your head up. Look towards your left shoulder. Relax your shoulders. Notice if you're also having some tension in the hips and the knees. Try to relax the knees as well. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, breathe. Exhale. When you're ready, come back to the center of the mat. Now, I'm going to do one of my favorite poses, which is pigeon pose. This one can be sometimes a little difficult on the knees. So if you have knee pain, like I used to have a lot of knee pain actually. So I have developed my own way of doing this pose for my body. However, I can guide it. I can guide it and instruct it for different comfortability levels. So let's come back into tabletop on your hands and your knees. Then come into downward facing dog. I think downward facing dog is a really suitable posture to start pigeon pose in. Then just gently lift your left leg. Lift your left leg. Then bring your left leg forward and bring your knee in between both of your hands. So kind of make a triangle with your hands and your knee. Okay, place your knee down, then slide your right leg back. Okay, if your hips are really tight, then your hips are probably gonna do this. They're probably gonna like open, but really the way that you stretch in pigeon pose is your hips have to be square. Well, they don't have to be, but that's a good alignment for your body. But if your hips are really tight and they don't want to do this, then bend your back knee. So here are my hips, because I can also still do the splits. So my hips are a little looser than most people, but if you're not here, then bend the back knee like this so you can safely open your hip, and then if you want to, you can fold forward over your front leg. So again, we're here. Then sometimes I just spend a little bit of time rocking back and forth. You'll feel that good stretch right here on the butt, on the left buttock. And then you can sway side to side. That's what I usually do anyways. Then I just slowly shimmy my way down to a sleeping pigeon. That's what they call this one, sleeping pigeon. That you can rest your head down if you want to. Maybe you can take your palm on top of the other, rest it down onto your mat. Breathe. Let's scoot back a little bit. This one is really relaxing. I could fall asleep in this pose. Breathe in. Exhale. Relax your shoulders. Notice if there's any tension anywhere else in your body. Breathe. And I would say be in this pose for as long as you need to be in it. It has so many benefits for the hips. Like if you experience any sciatica pain, if you experience any back pain, if you experience any hip immobility, hip pain, this is a good one. A lot of people don't understand this, but the reason that I would say 85% of people have back pain is because they have tight hips. I would say maybe roughly 80%. And that's from me working with a lot of clients over the 3 years that I've also, 2.5 years that I've also been a certified stretch therapist as well, working with a lot of people one-on-one. So many people don't realize that they have sciatica pain, back pain, not because of the way that you sleep, but that could be a contributing factor. Not because of not exercising regularly, but that also could be a factor, but because of tight hips specifically. Anyways, take another breath in through the nose. Exhale. Outside of the people who have had, trauma done to the back, like car accidents and anything, I'm ruling those people out, leaving those people out of the statistic, because that's the obvious reason that you would have back pain if you have like a slip disc or something. And let's meet back in our downward facing dog. So just slide that left leg back. Palms come forward, then lift the hips. Take your dog for a walk. Breathe. This is the type of pose that you'll notice it's gonna feel easier on one side than it's gonna feel on the other side. That's the way it is. Lift your right leg up and back. And then bring your right knee forward. Remember, you kind of want to make a triangle with your knee and your hands. So put your knee in between the hands like this. Boop, boop. And then your knees goes right here. Then breathe. You'll notice that one side is tighter. My right side is tighter than my left side because when I stand at rest, I usually lean towards my right side. I favor my right side because I have more osteoarthritis in my left knee. And yes, I have clinically osteoarthritis from x-rays, probably because of cheerleading when I was younger, I don't know. But yes, I have deteriorating cartilage physically in both of my knees, but my left knee, I have it more. So that's probably why I lean towards my right side when I'm standing. My right side is also my dominant side, so just maybe you can start to become more aware of things that you do in everyday life that affect the way you move, that affect the way that you sit. And that's really what yoga to me is all about. It's really all about becoming more aware of your body. I would not have this type of body awareness if, well, number one, I've studied this for years. I'm talking a lot, but I feel like there's somebody who needs to hear this. Number one, I've studied this for like a number of years, but number two, I've actually lived it. And there's a lot that goes into like these movements. It's not just moving and breathing. It's really you being so aware of your body. And hello, and just being so aware of your body is so much more important than going through the motions. Because there's no point in going through the motions if you are not aware of why you're doing what you're doing, and when to slow down, when you can speed it up. To me, that's what yoga is all about. Now I'm going to shimmy down to sleeping pigeon. Breathe in, breathe out. Don't forget you can bend your back knee if you feel like your hip is really tight on this side. You can bend your back leg. Take a few more breaths, because I know I talked a lot in the beginning of this, starting this side. When you're ready to come back up, you can do so by walking the palms toward the hands. Walking the palms toward the hands. Walking the palms toward the body. That's how you know I'm relaxed. Now you can extend both legs. We're going to reach our palms up and then start to fold forward. Try not to round your spine. If you round your spine like this, all you'll be stretching is your mid back, which if you want to stretch that, then okay. But if you want to stretch your hamstrings back here, then fold. You want to fold. No. You want to actually hinge at the hips. Hinge at the hips. And it also helps you with your posture. If you learn how to hinge at the hips, then reach. If you're not reaching your feet, it's okay. Some people have longer arms. Some people have shorter arms. So it's not all about flexibility, why you can't reach your feet. But if you can't reach your feet, then just plant your palms here. Then lean forward. But no rounded spine. Breathe. And then flex your feet by pointing your toes upward like this. Boop. And breathe. Maybe take 2 to 3 more breaths. Just feel all the feelings, all the sensations. If you are ready to move on, then slowly come back up. Ooh, we can make our way to the back. So I always end the practice with Happy Baby just because it feels really good for the hips to do Happy Baby. By the way, if there's something that I did not instruct and you're doing yoga with me and you're like, I just need to do this for my body before I end this practice, then do it. I'm actually going to do a headstand because that's usually what I do during my practice. I can show you how I do my headstand. Actually, let's do that before Happy Baby. Let's do that. So, this is what I usually do in my own practice. Headstand is an inversion. I mean, I can talk in my headstand too, so I'm just gonna talk through it. Actually, I should probably tuck in my shirt so that YouTube doesn't censor my video. Anyways, so nobody sees something that they shouldn't be seeing. So first, I interlace my fingers like this. Then I try to make a triangle with my arms. So like this, right? Triangle. Then my head, the crown of my head, boop, 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 is gonna go in the middle of the triangle like this, basically when your head is on the floor, because you do not want tension on your neck. If you're doing this the wrong way, then you're gonna feel tension in your neck. That's how you know it's not the right way. So make sure I put that triangle on the floor. Then I place my crown of my head in the middle of the triangle. And because I've been doing this for a while, I know what it feels like when I'm in correct alignment. I place the crown of my head there. Then lift my hips. You want to get your hips to a position where the hips are going to be right above the shoulders. If you can't get your hips above your shoulders, then maybe we can work on core strength. But that's the first thing. So getting the hips above the shoulders, this is how I do it. Okay, I'm here. Hips above the shoulders, like this. Then, so right now, my upper body is in one straight line. Then, I'm just gonna lift off, like this. Then once you can hold this, right, it's all my core. Then I can start to lift one leg. Then I can start to lift the other leg. And yeah, you can kind of squeeze your glutes, but this is all my core. And you saw that I got a little shaky there. It's because for a second, I stopped using my core. But my legs are all the way extended, as you can see. And then I can do different things with my legs because the strength is all in the core, you know? Anyways, this is what I do. This isn't just for the life. I just do this headstand. Because headstand has a lot of benefits. Then I can come back down like this. The headstand has a lot of benefits. If you tried that with me, good job if you did it. One of the main benefits is it can help blood flow return to your body. So I turned this into like a whole workshop on headstands, but it's okay. It can help blood flow return back to, or blood flow into the crown of the head. it can help stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system, your trying to think of the anatomical word for it, but anyways, it can help with your creativity, your levels of thinking, productivity throughout the day, but it should be done towards the end of your yoga practice, because toward the end of your yoga practice, you are cooling the body. So the benefits of the practice, how we did all these motions and these movements, as we do the cool down, you're helping process all these emotions in your brain and your consciousness. So this energy moving downward toward the brain, really up toward the brain, helps to stimulate that process even more. Okay, we have time for the meditation? Of course we have time for the meditation. For those of you who have been on this live for a while, thanks for hanging with me. And hopefully you've learned something out of this. If you learned something, then type in the chat what you've learned if you're still here. What have you learned new? Because I said a lot of things because I have a lot of things in my brain. So I'll be talking a lot. If you give me a camera and an audience, I could talk. Bring your palms to the edges of the outer edges of the feet and just do this happy baby. You can move your feet around, move your legs. You can straighten them and bend them, or keep them bent, however you want to do it. I like to rock back and forth because it feels good on the lower back. Get like massage on the lower back. And once you're ready, you can go into Shavasana. That means you can just lay there. But if you're in Shavasana, then shimmy your shoulders underneath you like this. If you want to do the ending of our practice seated and you want to do the guided meditation sitting up, then you can sit up. If you want to do it laying down, then you can lay down. I'm going to sit up for the guided meditation.